Just got a bit of a quick video for today. I haven't done a huge amount to it. Sorry if the sound's a bit funny. I do have my smoker going over in the corner. Got some stuff going in there. So I've made a little bit of progress with it. Not a huge amount. I've actually started to tackle a bit of the rust repair underneath the bonnet. Last video you guys seen that I removed the battery tray. There was a little bit of rust underneath there, so I've had to obviously cut that out. The front section on the front of the car here, it was actually probably worse than I thought. I've had to cut this section out. I've already made a little rust repair panel there. I've had to do it here as well. I am going to tidy this up, tack it back on there, probably seam seal or Sikaflex, something like that. Obviously I'm going to tack it along here. Then I'll give it a reasonable weld on the inside. Then I'll try and sand it up, grind it up, make it nice and neat and tidy, make it look factory again. I've obviously sanded this, treated it, all that kind of stuff. I may have to cut this a little bit further back because the metal is still pretty thin just there. It's okay back down here. I've actually started to tackle some of the bit more of the engine bay. I'm actually going to smooth it out. Not that I was actually planning to. I got a bit carried away with it. I've only got your basic hammer, stuff like that. I don't do much panel beating, so I don't really have the tools for it. So I did start having a crack at it. Obviously you can see here, it wasn't kind of working out as I planned. So what I actually did is I run the grinder through there with the cutting disc on it, just to try and weaken this a little bit. Then I use obviously the hammer on it. I use like a wooden block and all that on the inside of it. Honestly, it probably wasn't working as well as what I thought it would. So what I actually did is I did a quick run down the Super Cheap. What's new tools for it? So obviously some hammers and some dollies. I did a couple little bits underneath the bonnet with it. I did make it a huge amount easier. Moving on, obviously spend a bit more money, some match primer, some normal service primer, some primer filler, make some grease remover in a can, some fiberglass filler and some degreaser. I will have a bit of a tackle today at welding these up. I'll turn the welder right down, obviously weld up all the screw holes, bolt holes, all that kind of stuff. I'll probably want to just cover everything, weld everything up, fill all the holes, have it all done, put it in primer so it looks nice and neat and tidy. Then once the engine and all that goes in there, then I'll actually obviously probably have to drill some more holes in here, which I'll do all that before I actually paint it. So you don't want to paint the engine bay then have to drill holes in afterwards and expose bare metal. As I said, I did get a little bit carried away with it. I am going to fill all the holes, even stuff like this. So I'll actually probably grind that back a little bit and put a little spot weld in there, sand it back, just to smooth it out. Try not to go anywhere near the seams, don't want to mess those up. I will even probably fill some of these. I want to try and tidy the engine bay up reasonably well. Now before I tackle the fire, well, I'm obviously going to have to pull all the interior out. I will try and fill some of these holes. People know that stuff like this is blanked off from factory. A lot of these holes in the firewall, I will try and fix these. I'm actually going to try and tackle something we seen here. I did do this in my last car. I cut along here. I filled all these. I actually spot welded all the way along the whole thing, so I strengthened it back up. That is actually a good spot to hide stuff under, like hide the brake line that goes to this side of the vehicle, hide a bit of wiring or something under it. Once you get the motor in, motor sits like yay high, you don't kind of see a lot of that. Haven't done a real lot on this side. I will obviously try and bend some of these out. These are exactly the same on the driver's side. I have got most of them out already. I did actually have to pull my U-Butte frame off that I built. Obviously where that bolts up is right where the bumper bar bolts up, and is directly under where this rust hole was. So once I've got this piece tacked in and sanded back on this side, I'll spray a bit of etch primer on that, then I'll put my frame back on it so I can get it off the stands. I'm not real keen on putting things on stands all the time. I will weld all this stuff on this side as well. I'll weld it up on this side probably first, sand it all back, spray some etch primer on obviously these exposed parts. Then I'll go back into the engine bay and I'll weld it all from this side as well, so the metal's probably going to be stronger than what it was originally, so no issues there. But right, I'll get stuck into it, pull the welder out, get it fired up, and try and make a little bit of progress with it.
Залетаем на колонки твой дом, твоя соска хочет район. Она знает, кто тут поет, я знает, как снижаю. Залетаем на колонки твой дом, твоя соска хочет район. Она знает, кто тут поет, я знаю, как снижаешься. Как тебя зовут на тусе, мой голос твой звук, допустим. Увел твоих подруг и хуй с ним, мне похуй, я не в курсе. Как тебя зовут на тусе, мой голос твой звук, допустим. Увел твоих подруг и хуй с ним, мне похуй, похуй, похуй. Залетаем на колонки твой дом.
While the camera's off, I made a bit of progress. Sorry for the noise, it's actually raining fairly heavy outside on the tin roof. Ground down most of the wheels on it. I've taken it way further back than I wanted to. I didn't actually want to go this crazy with it. I've even started to do some of the seams. Continue this one once I got the steering column out. This needs a bit more work in here. It's actually indented a bit there, so I'll panel beat that out a bit more. Some of these areas need a bit more welded them just to tidy them up, so I'm not like putting bog everywhere in it. There's like a broken through area. Ran out of gas in the welder, so this area here is it's welded in, but obviously you can see it's pretty average. I'll ground that back and probably fix up the weld a bit more when I've got more gas. I'll throw some primer on it for now, just some etch primer to keep it protected while I'm not working on it. Then I'm going to have a bit of a crack at this side, pound these out. It's probably taken a hell of a lot longer than what I really should have. I didn't actually want to go this crazy with it, but I've just kind of got out of hand. It's not going to be show car, but it's going to be reasonably tidy. Been a little bit of time between videos, unfortunately, due to the fact that work and stuff like that. I've been a bit busy, but keep watching, guys. Like and subscribe would be great. Keep an eye out for the new videos, and thank you.